It's like a Dave Chappelle old joke. He's like, if I was a black president, I'll make my vice president Mexican. It's like, yeah, you can shoot me, but you're just going to open up the borders.
If someone is finally going to break ranks with them, you think you could find one disgruntled Trump employee that said, "Oh, yeah, the pussy grab was totally his move. That was his." You know,
yeah, looks like he practices it on his hair too.
Well, openly is another thing. Openly, but he's just gay, but you don't know the open part.
What is the open part of that statement?
Well, see, when I think of open, I think flaming. I think twirls and flaming when I think of. I think of all my cousins who are gay.
Hey!
Nobody's hush about it.
They always have to watch their back at work. People get in trouble for having a dumb calendar up. Sometimes they get in trouble for having family pictures up because there's someone in the office that doesn't have a family, or maybe something horrible happened to their family, so then no one could have family pictures.
Like Janet's family died. Janet's family fell in a sinkhole.
I understand.
Right, so take that picture of the sinkhole down off your bulletin board.
Nice.
But I mean, the kids are like, when are we going pumpkin picking? And I'm watching the football, and then I'm watching the football, and I'm watching the sun. I'm like, I know I could time this shit. I know I could time this shit. But we missed by like 5 minutes because that broad, I want to say her name too because I know what her name is.
Oh, you know her name?
Oh, yeah.
Don't blow her spot up.
I should blow her spot
Next
up.
time.
She didn't give a fuck. I told my wife, I'm like, look, if it was like two lovebirds and they're wandering the pumpkin patch, who gives a fuck?
Right,
Put everything away. But you got two tiny little kids excited as fuck, rolling pumpkins and trying to figure out stuff, and she's like putting everything away.
She's turning off the lights.
They even started putting up the makeshift fence. They started rolling it.
Really?
Because I guess they don't want people stealing their pumpkins in the middle of the night. Like, who cares?
Your kids will definitely come through there and fuck the pumpkins. You know that.
Yeah.
Put a hole in it and start fucking it. Lewis, you know you do that kind of shit.
I might have to go back and fuck up some pumpkins. How about that?
You know what? Blow a spot up. Fuck it. What's her name? Barbara? Bernice? Margaret?
It's fucking Sally.
Sally, you selfish pumpkin bitch.
Sally. You fucked her, Sally. And I thought the hayride was a little faster than usual because we go there. We try to take a stop there every fall.
Right.
I was like, I think this hayride's a little too fast.
She's doing 80 miles an hour.
She just wanted out of there.
GH.
Yes, Kenny.
Don't judge Sally. You don't know what her journey is.
That's true.
Fuck Sally!
Kathy Griffin called me out to question me.
Yeah, what'd she say?
She goes, "You're a freak," meaning me. And I was about to say, "Fuck you, twat," because I'm from New York, really. Right?
Yeah, that would have really got to
LA
him, man.
When you're a freak, it means they like you in L.A.
Rusty?
That felt
Who's
like...
Rusty?
Rusty was the music guy.
Oh, yeah. I think he was just excited, like one of those music nerds that just get excited.
He was excited that he was finally needed.
Yeah.
He was finally needed with his knowledge. With his obscure Jethro Tull knowledge. He's like, oh, my God, today's my day.
He definitely had a half chub when he was talking.
Oh, my God, I got Iron Maiden info. I can finally use it.
Oh, my God.
The planets aligned.
As everyone's changing the channel, Rusty.
Bocchetti's out of his mind, though. Huh?
That's why we love having him in here.
I didn't know
You said you've been to Louisiana once, where Theo's from.
I love Louisiana.
What do you like about it?
First of all, people are laid back. They're sweet people. They're a beautiful woman there. I love gumbo. The food's great. And they have guns. So if anybody fucks with them, they'll be, buried in the corn. And they live under the Napoleonic law.
Napoleonic law. You lose a thumb, it's worth $14,000. There's no BSing about it. They'll pay you at a back window at a courthouse. Done.
And give you some hush puppies and some boudin.
Indiana, also, I want to say where the Ku Klux Klan started. I'm sick of that getting pinned on the South. That was in Indiana.
He's correct.
The Indiana started that, and that had nothing to do with us.
Yeah, but who perfected it?
We refined it.
We shined that rock. We polished it. We shined it.
Well, we did.
You franchised it.
I saw Bob Dylan back in, I want to say, like 1990, 1989. I fucking hated it. And I like Bob Dylan.
Do it now.
It was, what's his name from Letterman?
Paul Schaefer.
Paul Schaefer. He was backing Dylan with all these people, and I didn't recognize any of the songs. He rearranged all his songs.
Right.
And it was unlistenable. And I was so excited. I'm like, I finally get to see Bob Dylan. I don't mind if a band mixes it up a little bit and changes up some shit. But it was to the point you didn't even know what song he was singing until you heard the lyrics. Like, oh, this is like a Rolling Stone. Oh, okay.
I'm giving Theo right.
I would never be a pedophile, man. Would you ever be a pedophile, Bocchetti?
No, they should have their cock cut off.
Yeah, they should. They're rehabbing them. Who wants a rehabbed pedophile?
Yeah, and why are you holding back, Mike?
No, but I want to say something back. It's like really important, right? Sincerely, right? You softened up with Trump.
Why are you so soft?
Don't tiptoe around.
You're coming in light, Bocchetti.
Coming in light. Coming in a little light.
Yeah, dude, heavy up in your sneakers, brother.
Kathleen Madigan was living in L.A. and Lou was out there working some gigs.
Right.
And her nephews and nieces had been to visit her a couple of weeks before, and they'd been to the beach and taken sand dollars out of the ocean.
Okay.
You know, and you can put bleach on them, and it takes the, you know, and then they look like how you see them in the gift shop, right? So Madigan had showed her nieces and nephews this trick. They had a bunch of sand dollars on some paper plates, and she put them on top of the refrigerator in her apartment, you know, to let them settle with the bleach and everything. Well, then the kids left town. She forgot about it. Lou comes to town. He's crashing at her apartment and gets up in the middle of the night. And goes looking for a snack and thinks she's made cookies.
Come on. What a fat boy thinking.
So, the next morning, she comes out of her bedroom the next morning. He was sleeping in the guest room, and he's sitting there having coffee, and he's like, Kathleen, I got to tell you, these fucking cookies are horrible. She's like, you fucking idiot. You're eating sand dollars.
Oh, my.
And he almost cracked a crown on one.
Did he not? Can't eat sand.
Eating a seashell,
That's a
basically.
true fat boy in the middle of the night.
Nice.
Like, who would put cookies up here? All angry at her. Who would put cookies? Blood, teeth.
We have to ruin everything in this society. They couldn't leave Kenneth Bone alone because everyone's like, oh, this guy with his stupid mustache and his red sweater, we love him. And then there's those assholes out there. Fuck Kenneth Bone. I'll find some shit on this guy.
They found something on him?
Oh, they found some shit.
Did they really?
He looks like the kind of guy that gets fucked in prison around the holidays. Only holidays. Like, oh, we're saving Kenny. Saving Kenny for fucking New Year's.
To get on the real Yule log.
New York City, stray dogs used to be a big thing. Like packs of dogs running around the fucking city was a norm. In like the early 80s.
On the Upper West Side?
No, Brooklyn. I'm talking Brooklyn. They come down. Packs of dogs were always...
Oh, I know you people come down. Oh, we're talking about dogs. Oh, sorry. We're talking about dogs. Sorry. Oh, dogs, you mean. Dogs. Oh. Why? Is Bocchetti into the WikiLeaks?
You're in the WikiLeaks.
Oh, he's into some dark arts, I bet.
You're in the dark web, aren't you?
This guy's definitely... He's got a little Voldemort
You're
in
in
him.
You're in the WikiLeaks.
What are you into,
You're in the
dude?
damn WikiLeaks.
Oh, he's definitely betting on roach races at night. I can see Bocchetti being into some dark stuff.
But you must really want free rent if you're going to live in there with a dead person.
Oh, my God.
That's what he said. How bad
Girls like this. You in here cooking? What you cooking, ass?
Wait, you cooking some of that Indian food?
One of the bartenders at Caroline's, one of the bartenders.
I like that one. I like that you like that one.
It came out of nowhere. It snuck up on me.
Well, I like that you like that one.
What's wrong with my butthole, Ken?
I wouldn't bang him. Would you guys?
What?
That just went to a strange place.
He said he would not bang.
I wouldn't have sex with him. No.
Yeah, but does that
Why'd you
even
throw
need to
that
be
in?
said? Or listen, you said that needed to be said.
I'm looking at him.
Yeah, I mean, look, Bochetti's considering it.
That's what's known as Theo Tourette's. Just randomly every 5 or 6 hours.
Are you panicking, saying to yourself, "Oh, did I just say that out loud?" I was thinking that.
One of the old bartenders at Caroline's told me years ago that he had a battling couple next door to him that was just, I mean, they were always thinking that they were going to have to call 911 because the husband was going to kill the woman. It
Really?
was just crazy, beating the shit out of each other, insane. And then it got quiet over a few days, and then it started smelling really awful. And him and his roommate are going, he's finally done it. He's fucking killed her. You know, we're going to have to call the cops. And they waited and they called the cops, and it was rotten Chinese food.
Really?
In their own apartment.
In their own
apartment. It wasn't even in.
Oh, that's embarrassing.
So,
what the fuck? That's embarrassing.
The cops, you know, they're in the hallway with the cops. cops, and they're like, and the cop knocks on the door, and the guy opens the door, and they're like, oh shit, it's not. Everything's fine. The guy was there, the wife was there, everything was fine.
What food do you think it was?
And it was nasty ass Chinese food
in their own apartment. It's like nobody's dead in 3E. Clean your fucking place.
How do you think it ends for him? This fame, because this is a
Sunday. It's a society we live in.
Badly.
It just ends. I mean, she put the paint inside the hula hoop, put some holes in the hula hoop, obviously, and then she made a painting.
Put the canvases around her, 2 on, easels, and then 1 on the ground.
Right. And she had a little do-rag on top because she didn't want to get the paint in her hair, and her whole body's got a lot of paint on it. She got the holy jeans.
Yeah.
It's a nice
Technicolor.
look.
She got a nice little Technicolor to her.
It's a very nice look.
That's good hillbilly fun, blue jeans, a hula hoop, and paint. Trifecta.
That's a hillbilly Christmas.
That's my second country album. Blue jeans, hula hoops, and paint.
Come on, give him a tap. Give him a tap.
I can't do that.
Come on, there's something right there.
Oh! Ouch!
Got heavy arms.
He should be marketing fucking red sweaters till Saturday midnight.
Ken Bone.
Ken Bone. We're back on Ken Bone. That was a
I know. What happened?
Bocchetti don't have any. His head is just anything goes in there.
Yeah.
It's ladies' night in his head.
Fuck out.
Just women drink free in there.
I just turned on the show and you're making fun of your crumple spine. Ha ha. Your poor, literal, dirty ass. I'm sorry your spine is made of graham crackers and kids' glue.
Who said that?
My wife.
Seriously? That's funny. No kidding.
She's a keeper.
That's good writing.
That's great.
That's excellent writing. Lens from the blue line. I like it.
I used to lift weights with David Duke. I told you guys that, right?
No.
Yeah, David Duke and I.
Was he a nice guy when he wasn't doing his thing? I'll say this. That's interesting.
We shared a back fence, and I used to work at this little seafood shop in our neighborhood where they were selling, seafood, grilled trout and everything. But and David Duke, I met him at the gymnasium, and he would help me lift weights sometimes. And then sometimes I'd buzz over there to the gym with him, dude, right over to the gym with him.
He's spotting you. David Duke's is spotting you on the bench press.
Was he already David Duke at this point?
Yeah, this is probably 20 years ago.
How would you know him?
Oh, yeah, he was straight up DD, man.
He was already DD.
They called him Double D, man.
Double really?
D. And he made love, dude. He used to make love to the hottest girl at this seafood shack, man. This little girl, I think her name was, I want to say Stephanie. I don't remember.
What nationality was she?
She was white.
She's white as this piece of paper, probably.
She was very white.
She was very white. There's no doubt.
She was like one of the top,
not even anything.
You can see the blood flowing underneath the skin. She was so white.
Definitely.
Yeah. Was he spewing any of that stuff when
he was
lifting
chilling,
weights?
dude? He was talking chest and tries, baby. That was
chest and tries.
Keeping it real.
Yeah.
Lats.
Yeah, lat pull downs.
He was such a surreal thing.
Yeah, and
the comedians have the best Forrest Gump moment stories ever.
He didn't try to squeeze out one more rep by saying "fuck the."
No, he didn't throw one more time for the Hitler. It's never, nothing.
Just to
like
get a little adrenaline flowing.
Yeah, I don't think he did. He's like,
it's fucking.
He's like, just yell the N-word in my ear while I'm straining.
They blew his mom's house up. She lost a limb. His half brother died. I mean, that's not exactly cool. But
half brother death doesn't really count.
I don't know how long.
The mother thing I'll accept.
Losing your mom's hand. Yeah, that's the big one.
That should count.
Your half brother?
It totally counts.
Yeah,
right.
Like
Exactly.
I'm
I'm sure I'm at least 12 people's half brother.
No, but
Probably somebody in this room.
Maybe.
She got some nice tits on her, actually.
She's about 11. And those aren't tits. She's chubby.
Dude, she's like that.
Theo's right.
And they're for charity.
That might be an 11-year-old Mike Bocchetti.
It's the glasses. They're magnifying.
Mike Bocchetti Bone. Maybe that's what we should call you, dude.
Mike Bone Shetty.
Yeah, you're boning out, bro.
I've never seen that young. That's horrible.
And they're for charity.
The commercial, that blonde. Who's she?
She's not hot either, and she's a redhead.
It's a Liberty Mutual commercial, for God's sake.
You're fired, dude. Donate your eyes to charity and just feel around, bro. Because you're freaking wasting optical
That's why you're off the
balls.
hook. Your eyesight is 2800, so you're fine. Former 911 operator in Houston repeatedly hung up on frightened callers, telling them things like, "Ain't nobody got time for this."
Oh, Rashida.
That's good.
Could have been real.
Those plane erections are good, though. Have you gotten one of those?
Oh, I love them.
Oh, they are amazing. You got to show that off.
What makes it so amazing on a plane?
I think it's just because of the depressurization or something.
Yeah, it's just beautiful
The
up
air's
there.
lighter. Yeah, exactly.
Your
The
dick's
clouds.
fired up.
Yeah.
It's all fired up.
Your dick thinks it's actually flying without
Get ready
you.
for some.
They do have a mind of their own.
I know. That's what I'm saying.
Oh, yeah.
I didn't know we were going to go flying today, Vic. Why didn't you tell me? I would have worn something nicer.
I would have dressed. I would have cleaned up.
It's beautiful.
You got Alex Trebek here. This is going viral today. Alex Trebek drops the hammer and delivers sick burn.
On a girl?
You
On his
know,
girl?
it's just
Yeah, I
sort
heard
of,
this,
it's
yeah.
just dry, but it was really funny.
It is funny.
I think it's very fun. It's called Nerdcore Hip Hop. It's
Nerdcore
Hip Hop. Yes. It's people who identify as nerdy, rapping about the things they love: video games, science fiction, having a hard time meeting romantic partners. You know, it's really catchy and fun.
Losers, in other words.
Well,
sure. No, I'm teasing you.
I love it.
Vic, how cool is diving?
It's the greatest thing in the world.
I fucking love it.
Yeah,
Really?
It's
you ever
amazing.
dive?
A free dove one time where you just hold your breath and go down?
Yeah, no.
Oh, no,
Put
you
the
gotta
equipment
dive.
on, dude. It's like being an astronaut. It's
Yeah,
amazing.
You're just floating.
That's amazing. It's the greatest thing in the world.
Like a water astronaut.
Completely. And I would always get in trouble because I'd leave the group somewhere and find a little sandy patch, and everybody else would be looking at interesting coral and fish, and idiot pothead me would just be doing flips.
Right.
I'd find a little sandy area and literally pretend I was like Neil Armstrong taking big bounces. Yeah, I'm totally doing big. That's all. And we get back on the boat at the end of every time I dive, I would always take my little nerd break and do this weird shit. And we get back on the boat, and you're always diving with strangers most of the time. And they're like, "Dude, what the fuck was that? What were you doing?"
That's
I'm
awesome.
like, "I like to pretend I'm Neil Armstrong."
We got to see him in prison in those big boy pants. Big orange fucking
jumpsuit,
looking
He
like
just look like Hey Kool-Aid. They're orange. He's just
looking like the Great
running
Pumpkin,
through
Charlie Brown.
Yeah, just running through a wall somewhere.
That's going to be him looking like 300 pounds of hazmat.
I'd love it. I'd love it.
You guys are brave, man. I can't even swim. You guys are diving here.
No,
you can't swim.
No.
What happened?
Take some lessons.
Why can't you swim?
I can, like paddle like this. That's about it.
Paddle like what?
My back legs are fucking horrific.
Oh, you gotta loosen up a little.
My back legs?
You know what?
You got me there.
One out of 4. 1 out of 4 got that, by the way. We all just listen like, yeah, okay, your back legs are weak.
Thank you, Mike.
We all just let it go.
Thank you, Stun Brain.
Only one
no,
person picked up
we
on
didn't
his
even.
back
We were
leg.
totally just going. Yes,
Oh, yeah.
yes,
Sure.
Yeah, mine too.
Go ahead.
I can see where your back legs would be a little weak.
Whatever you say, tadpole man.
Wow.
There's
That
a
is
website where you could look up where movies were shot and everything.
I would have sworn
Yeah.
that was like Mass or fucking.
Yeah, I thought it was somewhere in New England.
Yes.
Like Dead Poets Society.
What's the website address? Is it whogivesafuck.com?
Oh no, you just Google it, because
Yeah,
sometimes
yeah,
things
that's
like
wonderful.
that really are intriguing to me.
Have you tried to swim? What happened?
My brother-in-law has a pool. I'm afraid of even diving to that. I mean, I just like walking really slow.
You should be afraid to dive into that if you can't swim. Sure.
Yeah. I almost drowned though when I was 28. That's why. Because
28.
twice, a couple of times. I almost
Ocean
drowned.
pool.
Oh,
The
yeah.
pool.
You got to
pool.
get back
You
in
know why?
there.
Because I went on the slide. I thought it was a wise ass. Like, let's see what happens, right? I thought it landed like 4 or 5 feet of water. I was in over 6 feet of water.
Right.
So I started to go down. My friend, there's a big guy like me, jumped in the roll of his fucking clothes on and pulled me right the hell out.
Who assumes that it's going to be 4 feet of water when they don't swim? Didn't you see the 8 FT on the side of the pool?
What are you doing? You're
Standard.
guesstimating?
I just guessed. My calculations are pretty wrong.
He didn't have his glasses on. He thought the 8 looked like a 4. It was kind of
Yeah,
blurry.
he's also married to an 11-year-old woman.
You'd be a tough one to save from drowning, by the way.
yeah, right.
That would be
No,
rough.
The buoyancy is there.
That would be
No, you're right.
rough.
Mike's right. My friend's a big guy, just like
Yeah.
Were you scared?
terrified.
Wow.
I didn't want to go to. I was wondering when I was going down for the third time. I was like, please, Jesus Christ, bring me back home. I don't want to meet the other guy.
When you're drowning, you pray to Jonah. That's what you're supposed to do.
Really?
Yeah.
Jonah the whale.
Yeah.
You got to get out there, brother.
Wolf. Did you guys remember Teen Wolf?
Yes.
Michael J. Fox.
Thank you.
And by the way, Kurt made a good point about Teen Wolf. It was just a white dude turning black.
Yes.
Because he got better at dancing and basketball. So it was just him wolfing out into blackness. He's disguised it with wolf, but now he can dunk. All right.
Chattanooga's great. Right?
I love target shooting, going to the range. That was my biggest thing.
You're talking to the man with an arsenal.
I love it. It was so much fun. Well, one thing is, I'll say one thing about firearms, right? The first time I shot a 12-gauge shotgun, I pulled the target back, right? I looked at what the hell happened to that target. And I was like, holy shit. And I had so much respect for human life after that.
Well, yeah.
I'm serious.
You have to be you have to take it seriously. Yeah.
No, it was great though.
Yeah, before that, he was just shooting around the neighborhood.
Dropping rounds everywhere.
It's all willy-nilly and
I was like in my 20s, and the thing is, like...
And then we had Lewis Black in here yesterday, and he told some fucked up story. He said that he mentioned it in his book, but he rarely talks about it. But he was married at 26 years old.
Right.
Had a kid with a woman.
Okay.
Did you guys ever hear this? The kid? Oh, you've heard the kid. Oh, you're smiling over there. Are you going to do a spit
And I'm
take?
drinking water. Go ahead. No.
Okay.
Go ahead.
And then 3 or 4 months into it, they realize, or he realizes it's not his kid.
Did he do the Maury dance?
Well,
the Maury show dance. See?
He was 26 years old.
Lewis Black is definitely not black if he didn't do the Maury dance, finding out the baby was not his. Do the moonwalker, crip walker, something, motherfucker. Crip walking.
The worm.
Worm your ass off stage.
Mike, what are you thinking when you're shooting? Are you thinking of shooting particular people?
No.
You're getting your aggression out?
You're not target shooting with a 12-gauge, though.
What are you thinking, right?
I want to know what he's thinking.
I got my permit when I was back in 86 to 89. I had a rifle shotgun.
It took him 3 years.
3 years to get your permit.
This is what I owned at one time. I had a Remington 12-gauge shotgun, which I loved more than anything. I had a 30-30 Winchester, which was an awesome gun.
Both good deer killers. Both amazing deer killers.
I had a 22 Bianchi semi-assault rifle.
Oh, a coffee.
It was fun. It was like when I jammed it one day at the range. Somebody had to help me unjam it. I had a Savage double-barrel shotgun, which is awesome.
Jesus
Over and
Christ.
under or side by side?
You
Side
did?
by side, yes.
Dude, I wouldn't. Honestly, I love you. I wouldn't lend you my shovel for 4 hours. I knew you.
I now officially think we have a gun problem in America.
Unbelievable.
This guy easily get guns.
I'm a concealed carry permit holder.
And you're scared.
I'm thinking the same thing.
Hey, Bocchetti, how'd you make it in the Marine Corps if you can't swim?
Yeah. Great question.
Well, you know what? Let me tell you something. I learned very quickly.
Don't even. It's a grabby ass rich guy, privileged rich white dude, or hell, it could be black dudes. I don't know, anybody. Privileged rich fuckers may think they can grab ass and get away with it, just like his.
Right.
Once you're a star, they let you do everything. Anybody that's ever gotten away with, there's my dick, Bill Clinton.
Yeah.
You know, anybody, hey, there's my dick. Anybody that's gotten away with it. There's my dick, and somebody didn't go, police! Immediately. Then you're empowered. It is.
No, the thing
Were
is,
you ever
like,
in the Marines?
Were you?
I swear to God, I'm writing one person showing it now. I just finished the first
What
draft of
Marines
it.
was it?
Paris Island? No, I'm serious. Paris Island, South Carolina.
Okay. The Bergen County Marine Corps.
I'm serious.
Oedipus also had a wolf.
Oh, really?
A real one. This is as full bred as you could get. I think it was full bred, and I mean this is many years ago. So I
saw it before?
Dude, it scared the fuck out of me, man. They were, I mean, really high.
Yeah. Because the
came right
bodies-
up to us as soon as we came in the house and peed all over the fucking place. And he's like, oh yeah, you know, unlike a dog, you really can't get that out of the wolf. He's got to mark his territory.
Yeah.
And Oedipus had this gorgeous house, and the thing's just peeing fucking everywhere every time a stranger came to the house.
Just to mark his territory.
Yes.
Who's boss? The
Give us
Marine.
like one Marine-y thing to prove that you were in the Marines.
What's the Marine slogan?
Like maybe
What's the Marine slogan?
Yeah, let's go.
Semper Fi.
Okay, that's an
Always
easy one.
faithful.
Well,
That's an easy one.
What do you call it? Till death do us part is another one. Once a Marine, always a Marine.
That's wedding, the death do us part thing.
No,
That's a marriage vow.
Yeah.
But the thing is, okay, I'll explain to you guys. Any Marine knows this that's been to Paris Island. The minute you get off the bus, you run up to these yellow footprints. And when they call your name, well, I don't know what the command is now. You had to say, sir, yes, sir. So when I got off the bus, right, everybody's pushing and shoving. The minute that drill instructor got on the bus, it was so intense. It was like, he looked like all the army from Full Metal Jacket, like, black mirror shoes and like lace straight. These were his exact words. You're now property of the United States government. You are now in the United States Marine Corps. You have 3 seconds to get off this bus and 2 are gone when I leave. So guys were pushing, shoving, right? I took my time. I got a little bit late off the bus. Last guy off the bus, right? And when you say everything was, sir, yes, sir, by mistake, I said, yes, sir. He came screaming in my face the minute he came in my face, and he goes, who's the dick sucker that got a cock caught down his throat and said, yes, sir? I said, sir, yes, sir. Was it you, Liberace? I go, sir, yes, sir. He goes, your new name is Milton Bradley from now on, son, because we're going to play so many games for you, it's going to be ridiculous. It was great, though. I loved it.
Milton Bradley.
What, were you in the Marines after that?
No, I lasted for 6 weeks.
Okay.
It was awesome.
6 weeks.
You made it. You didn't make it. You didn't make it all the way through.
No, but the thing is,
I think you were at a cheap summer camp.
I love from day one. I love
We're just a really mean counselor.
That's my best specialty.
As they often do. I love it when the disaster hits and the religious guy steps in and goes, "'Cause they're queers." I love it. I fucking get a boner every goddamn time. It is. I'm like, did you really? That makes the Trump shit look like reading My Pokey Little Puppy or something. "'Cause they're queers." Goddamn some bitches.
Right on.
The M16 is an amazing weapon.
Oh, you definitely.
Were you field stripping them? Did they make you field strip the M16 and clean it and put it back together?
When I first got my M16, my drill instructor was a little bit leery about it. You know what I mean?
Rightfully so.
We're all leery right now.
Only time in military history that the drill instructor's been nervous.
That don't make you can't reach over the armrest.
You can do some things around that armrest.
Anybody who ever finger blasted in their life, that's an obstacle you can get over.
Oh my God! Yeah. When you were in high school, you realized, man, your hand can move in some crazy ass directions when it has to.
If you need it to.
Right, when it has to.
I didn't know I was double jointed.
Holy fuck!
Yeah.
You know, he said to me, "Go like this. Who on God's sake created you?" He said to me one day, right? I go, "Sir." He goes, "Who is your recruiter?" He goes, "Because he's going to be the first Marine to be shot since the Civil War for crimes against the United States government."
That's good.
I can totally see that.
Oh, yeah.
Meaning he recruited you.
Oh, you wore him out.
Yeah.
Even in a house, I remember in my house or a hotel room, and I think I hear somebody having sex. I turn everything down. Everything quiet.
I've
Stop everything.
Glass right up against the wall.
I've snuck out and acted like I wanted to get ice just when I heard them leaving the room. When I hear their door finally come open, I want to see what they look like. I'm like, I got to get some ice. I just want to get in the hallway with them.
You just need to know what they look like.
Because most of the time it's fucking awesome.
Oh,
well, I mean, it's not a fucking 8-second thing. Most of the time it's going on for like, I'm like, this couple, they are fucking bringing it.
It's hotel fucking.
Yeah, it's good old hotel fucking.
Yeah,
absolutely.
When you hear hotel fucking, they want you to hear it.
Yeah, it's fine. Why not?
I would assume so. They're not stupid.
You know.
Yeah.
Or you just don't care. You know, maybe you got just 5 screaming kids, and this is your one weekend a year at the fucking Ramada. You don't give a shit who hears it. Here we go. I'm glad cousin Earl is marrying so and so I can just fuck you in this horrible comfort inn. As soon as you're in the room, clothes coming off, fucking doesn't matter.
Not going for the whole weekend. No pants.
Yeah, exactly. Just anytime you're in the room, naked and lotion. That's all that's happening.
Sherrod had a good laugh over my
stumbling.
He is
stumbling. It takes me 5 minutes to get down the hall. This is day 3.
He's through.
I was reaching down to get dental floss.
Tim Conway on the Carol Burnett show, the little old man.
Yes, that's exactly right.
Yes.
Looking for a little sympathy from my friend Sherrod Small, and boy, did he have a good laugh.
Picking up dental floss. Like, how old are you? Like, that's a grandfather's injury.
But here's the good news. I can put my socks and shoes back on.
You can put them on again.
Yeah, day one, my wife had to dress me for this radio show.
What happened to you?
I got a reputation. I got a wife putting my socks and shoes on before I come to work.
What happened? Did you do something? Did you fall down?
He just bent over trying to pick up dental floss.
But I screamed right away, fuck, because I knew it was going to be 2 weeks of this shit.
Did you wake up like that?
No, I was
that's
fine.
when you was bent over. Is when you bent over.
I showered. I had a towel on.
So it hurt right away when you bent over?
Dude, I knew right away. Fell to the floor and started this one stretch that hopefully could maybe help you out quickly.
Yeah.
My daughter's putting stuffed animals on my body like she's a new age doctor.
That's good.
Like it's hot stones.
Yeah, exactly. With stuffed animals.
Let me get a Beanie Boo healing going on.
Right. Well, here we are with Vic Henley and Sherrod Small. Wow, the phones are lit. Everyone wants to make fun of my fucking back.
His back's a mess. You got a back like fucking
I just want
Moses Malone.
My lucky number is 454. I think that's what it was. I'm not sure, but I think that's what it was.
You want to look it up?
It's an old rap song.
Yeah.
And he has a cameo in it. And it's Moses Malone. Anyway, and then Moses Malone himself goes, my lucky number is 454. Boo, 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 boo.
Opie Radio.
Boo, 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 boo. Boo, 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 boo. Boo, 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 boo.